をくださいな。永遠を手にしたいなんてさ、見せつけたい強さを感じていたい。ニコリコの欲は人の姿、クイーンについてしまえ。骨の隅までもこのまま消し去ってしまってもいいさ。涙流れ出る涙は誰のためなの。もう嫌だ嘘は嫌。気まぐれなジェニー、叫びまくるイカれるようにその命果てる時まで叫べ、時を止めな狂いましょう。我を忘れて生きるようにゴージャスは歓喜のつく。ああ神様奇跡をくださいな。袖を手に入れるだけさ、操りたいもてそんだい。あざとりこな毒は悪の腹が噛みついてしまえ。骨の隅までもこのまま消し去ってしまってもいいさ。生に震わせる心は誰のためなの。もう嫌だ嘘は嫌。怖くまでジェニー、ジェニー。わがままなジェニー。
Hello and good evening and welcome to the 53rd edition of Starfury Facebook Live, where we're going to run through what's going on with Starfury events over the next few months, what events we have going on, what guests we have joining us, as well as a few videos looking back at past Starfury events. I did start these Facebook Lives up to keep people updated during the pandemic. So while we're all shut down during that pandemic, I could let people know what was going on with Starfury, but we kept them going on ever since as a nice way to keep you all updated and let you know what's happening. Has been a couple of months since the last Facebook Live. I think it's nearly a month. We have the Star Trek event in between, Starfury Warp 2, our celebration of Star Trek. Now I had planned to do this Facebook Live tonight because there were several guest announcements I was expecting to be able to make. A major announcement for Starfury Red Dragon 8 and some big name announcements for VortCon 3. And unfortunately, I'm not in a position to be able to announce them just yet because I don't have the final confirmations at the moment, or at least the final signatures that are required. That's one of the issues. You can invite somebody, you can be sorting it all out, and you can look like you're going to have it by a certain point, and then it's going to take a bit longer. But we do have somebody very well, you know, it's the only way to make the event work, I'm afraid, but we've got somebody very exciting in the works for Red Dragon, some very exciting guests in the works for VortCon 3, but I just can't announce them just yet. Hopefully I should be able to announce them next week, so keep an eye on our social media, on our Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. But on the meantime, I'm going to spend the next half hour to hour running through what to expect over the next few months with Starfury. There are a couple of guest announcements for several of the events. There's one or two date changes. And we also have a few memories to relive from past Starfury events, such as Starfury Warp 2. That was the last event that we ran, and that event was a celebration of Star Trek, one of the most classic and popular science fiction franchises of all time. And we ran our second Star Trek event last month from the 8th to the 11th of May at the Renaissance Hotel. We had a selection of guests from across the whole of the franchise, including Next Gen and Deep Space Nine, going right up to the most recent shows such as Picard. And we were one of the first events ever to have guests from Starfleet Academy as well, the most recent Star Trek event. It was a really nice, it was a small but very friendly and very fun event. And here are some memories from that convention. So that was Starfury Warp 2. That was our second celebration of Star Trek, which took place 3 weeks ago at the Renaissance Hotel in Heathrow. Now, I'm just looking in the comment section at the moment, seeing what people are asking and saying. And one comment, just to clear up on this, one comment when I said we're still waiting on contracts and final confirmations on guests for Red Dragon 8. I had hoped to announce a big guest who I think would have gone down a storm tonight, but I'm not in a position to at the moment. And somebody said, can't I just say who I'm in negotiations with? That's a big no. It's actually kind of almost illegal, really, to actually say, oh, I'm in talks with so-and-so. Just because you're in talks with somebody doesn't mean they're doing the event, that they have that they're going to do it or anything like that. And that would be seen as false advertising. So we never do that. We won't announce somebody until they've agreed to do the event. And even when somebody does agree to do a convention, an actor always does it subject to their professional availability. So if they get a very major film role offered to them, they're going to have to cancel because they're not going to turn down a major film or television series or a play just to do a convention. And the amount of abuse and flack that I'll personally have to take when a guest has to do that. So imagine if I was advertising or announcing guests that I didn't actually even have signed up. That would really get me into a lot of trouble. I also saw somebody in the group chat asking about The Walking Dead and saying, would I consider doing a Walking Dead event? Very sorry, I won't be doing a Walking Dead event. However, a friend of mine, Lee Wallace, runs MCon. Have a check on his event. He's got a couple of Walking Dead guests coming to his next show, and he's looking at doing some Walking Dead stuff. So keep an eye. If you're a fan of Walking Dead, keep an eye on MCon. That's one to look at. But if you're a fan of Star Wars, however, moving from Star Trek to Star Wars, in the big sci-fi franchises, our next event coming up is Starfury Invasion, which is one of the biggest Star Wars events that you'd probably get in the UK. We've always had some incredible guests at our Star Wars events, such as Diego Luna in the past and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Some really great guests from the franchise. And our next Star Wars event is taking place in just 3 weeks' time. And that's taking place from June 26th to 28th at the Hilton Metropole Hotel in Birmingham. And we've got some amazing guests coming to that event. Got a lot of guests from Andor, as well as a whole range of other aspects of the Star Wars franchise, including Alistair Mackenzie, who appeared in Andor. We also have Pierre Neil Me, who will be joining us as well, also from Andor. We've got Janina Gavanka joining us, and Janina was in the Battlezone 2 video game. We've got Anton Lesser, who'll be along. Anton's had an incredible career. A lot of you, though, will remember him from Game of Thrones as well as Andor. We've got Denise Goff, who had a truly standout performance in Andor. Genevieve O'Reilly, who, as well as an Andor, was also in Ahsoka. She was in Rogue One playing Mon Mothma. We've got from the sequel trilogy, John Boyega, and also a very rare appearance from Felicity Jones. I think that's an absolutely incredible lineup of guests from Star Wars. The event's taking place in 3 weeks' time at the Hilton Metropole Hotel. Tickets are still on sale. We've done some day tickets for that one as well. And photo ops and fan meets are on sale now, as well as autographs from John Boyega and Felicity Jones. So if you want to join us for that one, you can head on down to the website. But that's just in 3 weeks' time. I hope we'll see you along at that one. Then going into July, our next event on that is Starfury Highlanders 9, our celebration of the TV series Outlander. And we've got quite a large lineup of guests from Outlander. We have joining us Stephen Cree, who's been at every one of our Outlander events, and he's always causing trouble. We also have another troublemaker, Alexander Vallejos, as well as an Outlander. A lot of you will also remember him from Versailles and, of course, Merlin. We've got Andrew Gower joining us, who played Bonnie Prince Charlie on the show. He'll also be bringing his band, Gustafsson, along, and they'll be doing a performance on the Sunday night. We've got Joey Phillips joining us, as well as Izzy Michael Small. We've got Chris Fulton joining us. This will be his first time at a Starfury event, as well as Outlander, who's also on Bridgerton. We have joining us John Bell, who, like Stephen Cree, always creates a lot of trouble and fun at the event. And we also have Richard Rankin. Also, Chris Fulton, who I mentioned before, was in Bridgerton. We have two more Bridgerton guests with Rupert Young, who, as well as being in Bridgerton, was also on Merlin as well. And we have Sam Phillips. So that brings us a total of 10 guests, 8 from Outlander and 3 covering Bridgerton as well. We also got 2 covering Merlin. So that's our Outlander convention. That's taking place from the 17th to the 19th of July, 2026 at the Hilton Metropole Hotel. And tickets are on sale now. Fan meets are on sale. Not very many fan meets left, though, however. And photo ops, they're all on sale now. But I hope we'll be seeing you at our Outlander event. It's always a fun event, and we'll have a good time at that one. Now, straight after the Outlander event, our next event is Starfury Witch Bomb. Now, Starfury Witch Bomb kind of started out as an event celebrating Motherland Fort Salem, but it's expanded a bit. So we're covering Motherland Fort Salem, Warrior Nun, and also this year we've added in guests from Winona Earp. We've got a very strong lineup of guests for that one, including Emily Leclerc, Diana Pavlovska, Dominique Provost-Chalkley, Catherine Barrell, Sylvia DeFanti, Ashley Nicole Williams, Amalia Holm, Christina Tonteri Young, and Taylor Hickson. So there you've got a very, very strong lineup from 3 different shows. And we've got some of the top guests from those shows, but we're covering Motherland Fort Salem, Warrior Nun, and Winona Earp. They're 3 shows where we kind of like feel that the fandoms kind of combine. They're very similar fandoms. These are shows that very much support strong, independent women, and they're pretty cool shows as well. Now, that event is taking place at the Renaissance Hotel, so you know it's going to be a relaxed, fun event, and it's taking place from 7th to the 8th of August. And tickets are on sale now, and the photo ops are on sale as well. So I hope we'll see some of you along at that one. After that one, we have one of our busiest events of the year, and that's Starfury Ascension. We kind of like need this event at the moment because we've had some bad news from Amazon. They're not going forward with the Stargate series, which seems absolutely insane to me, but we are going forward with our Stargate convention. Stargate fandom's still very passionate and very big, and we have Alex Zara joining us, Dan Payne from Stargate Atlantis. We've got Rainbow Sun Franks, and then we have pretty much nearly all the core cast of Stargate SG-1 with Corin Nemec, Lexa Doig, Terrell Rothery, Michael Shanks, Amanda Tapping, and Richard Dean Anderson. So that's a very strong lineup from Stargate. So that event, that's taking place at the end of August, from the 28th to the 30th of August at the Hilton Metropole Hotel, Birmingham. Tickets are on sale now. There's very few left, and photo ops are on sale as well. So if you want to join us for that one, if you haven't got your tickets, you really should look at getting those soon. But that's going to be a really cool event. Now, after that, we were looking to have our fourth celebration of the television series Lucifer, but we're now moving that event to April of 2027. It's a bit unfortunate to move it out of this year because we were going to do it for the 10th anniversary, but Lucifer is one of those shows where the fans are really, in order to sell the event, there's one guest you need. And if they're not available, if they're working around the time you have the event planned, then you're not going to, you can have the entire rest of the cast and you're not going to be able to sell the event. This is something that's very much changed. I couldn't have done, when I look back at it, and I used to do Buffy events, we used to do Veronica Mars events, a lot of the other shows, the 100, a lot of the other shows that I covered, I couldn't do them today. I wouldn't be able to do them because you have to have the star of the show there. And if the star's not there, people, you could have everybody else. You'd have the second lead or the third lead. People won't buy tickets. And for the Lucifer event, it's a bit like the issue we've had with the Hannibal convention and why I ended up having to move the Hannibal convention. But I'll be emailing the people who have bought tickets for Lux 4. By moving it to these dates, I'm pretty sure we can have a stronger lineup and get the guests that people want. It's more important now than ever before with conventions. You don't have it. It's like 20 years ago, you'd have people who just turn up at an event and were happy to see any of the cast and they wanted to hang out with fellow fans. And I remember one of the first events I went to as a fan. The guests there were just two guests. It was Ed Wasser from Babylon 5 and Andrew Robinson from Deep Space Nine. And you just couldn't do it with those type of guests today. So you need a stronger lineup for the event. We are also moving. So there's two events which are being moved. I'll be sending out an email over the weekend. The second event, and this event is actually being moved forward. VortCon, because of availability at the Hilton, I just wanted to run an event around the boys. VortCon was originally taking place literally the week before Christmas. We've now moved it forward and it's going to be taking place from October 30th to November 1st at the Hilton Metropole Hotel. That's actually working out better with the guests. I had hoped to announce a couple of guests tonight. We're going to have a range of guests from the boys, but also from Gen V and Vought Rising as well. We do have some smaller guests in S. Hodelmeiser and Nick Weschler. We've got those two guests. However, there were a couple of main people that I was expecting to be able to announce tonight. Hopefully, we should have them up on our social media next week. But you'll be getting an email about this. The event's now going to be taking place from October 30th to November 1st. I think that works out a bit better because it's like not right on top of Christmas. Actually, just before that event, we do have our Red Dragon event. I had hoped to be, again, making a major announcement tonight. I'm not in a position to do that right now, but our Red Dragon event is taking place from the 23rd to the 25th of October, and that's at the Renaissance Hotel in Heathrow. Hopefully I should be able to make some big announcements next week. I'm just kind of like waiting to slot in the main guest to make that event work. As I said, times have changed on conventions and people very much now expect you've got to have the lead in there. So that's what we're working on at the moment. So there's a couple of changes towards the end of this year on what we have planned in Starfury events, but we very much, to make an event work, we have to have the guest lineup that people want to see and will buy tickets to see. It's no point in just putting on an event and throwing in any old guests. You got to have the guests that people want to see. Now, we still have a few other events announced in 2027 as well, and looking forward into 2027, we actually have taking place from the 5th to the 7th of March in 2027. We have our fourth celebration of the TV series Shadow and Bone. It's also a book series. It'll probably be the last one. I'm amazed we pushed it to 4 events, but the fans are absolutely lovely and the actors from the series are really lovely. So if you're a fan of it, it really is an event worth coming along to. The cosplay is also fantastic at those events as well. We've got 2 guests joining us who we haven't seen before at our events. We've got Anna Leong Brophy joining us, and we also have Sujaya Dasgupta joining us. So those are the first 2 guests. We'll probably have about 6 guests at that one. Starfury Into the Fold 4. I'm going to quickly show you a little video now, and this to give you an idea of what our Shadow and Bone events are like. And this is from Starfury Into the Fold 3. there you go. That was from our last Shadow and Bone event, Into the Pearl 3. It's one of the nicest events that we've run. I actually saw the star, Jessie May Lee, in theatre last week. She was at the Soho Theatre. It's the last performance tomorrow, so I don't know if you've still got a chance, but it was a really good seeing it. So that's how we're looking over the next few months. Just to bring up, I did see some people saying, why don't you run a convention around this or show, or why do you run a convention around that? And somebody's saying it would sell if you get rare guests. Very often a guest is rare because they don't want to do conventions or they're asking too much money. It's basically down to those. So you can't, they're rare because you can't get them. And it's kind of like, and very often you get a rare guest in and people only just want to see the lead. I was talking about this before. However, sometimes you have to accept, however good certain shows are, they're not going to sell anymore. I always pick shows very much. I try to go with stuff that I enjoy and I'm a fan of. I actually think I'm quite unique on the UK market for that. Most of the other organizers I speak to haven't watched any of the stuff. I always try and cover shows that I like and I watch. And if I don't, like I got offered the whole cast of Vampire Diaries, and I got offered cast of shows like Pretty Little Liars and Gossip Girl, and I just didn't like those shows, so I didn't want to run a convention around them. However, I just wanted to bring up two shows because I have had so many people asking me about them, and I have tried, but I actually, even before people were going on to me about them, I was looking into doing an event for Interview with a Vampire. I'm a big fan of vampire shows, big fan of Anne Rice's work, love the series. I've been trying to do an Interview with a Vampire convention, and you can't get any of the cast, or at least any of the cast that would sell a convention. And another convention that I tried for, I've had so many, it's not a show I'm into or probably would ever be into, but it's so popular, and I've had so many requests for the show Heated Rivalries, and you cannot get the cast. So I'm just putting it out there now that I have tried Interview with a Vampire. I have tried Heated Rivalries. Should any of the cast change their mind, if it's cast who I think would sell a convention, then I will absolutely look into doing a Heated Rivalries convention or an Interview with a Vampire convention. But you can only do these now if you've got the right guests. If you haven't got the right guests, the event's not going to sell and it's going to be a disaster. So for that reason, a lot of people putting the rookie. I am not doing a rookie convention. Now, before I go, if you want to have a look on Twitter, if you follow us on Twitter, we've got a competition at the moment over on Twitter. You can win yourself a signed Doctor Who Funko Pop of Rory Williams, signed by the actor who played him, Arthur Darvill. That's available now. You can very easy competition to enter over on our Twitter at the moment. And just before I go, I just wanted to say a couple of words about the actor. If I can get this up. I wanted to say a couple of words about the actor Anthony Head, who it was announced passed away today. Anthony Stewart Head was a hugely loved actor. He was a really great, fantastic screen presence. He had a real charisma, and whether it was film, television, or theatre, he was brilliant in musical theatre, but he just really brought something. He had this deft touch, this incredible sense of humor. And I think part of the reason Buffy the Vampire Slayer was such a success was down to him. There's a lot of reasons: Joss Whedon's writing, Sarah Michelle Gellar, the rest of the cast, but really Anthony Stewart Head brought a gravitas and a humor to the show, and I think it was really, he really helped it, made that show the cultural phenomenon that it was. And not just that, on so many other shows, on Merlin, on VR5, seeing him in plays like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, films like Repo, The Genetic Opera. Anthony Stewart Head was an incredible screen presence. He was also wonderful with the fans. All the cast would speak so highly of him. His daughter was a regular attendee of our events, but Anthony Stewart Head is going to be so missed by millions of people around the world, but his work and his legacy remains. We're not going to forget him. We're still going to continue to get pleasure from his great body of work, but I just wanted to leave my thoughts to his friends and his family, who will no doubt be terribly missing him. So that's it for tonight. Just a quick Facebook Live, but keep an eye on our social media next week. We should have some updates for VortCon and Red Dragon. If you already have a ticket for one of those events, you should be getting an email update when we make those announcements. But in the meantime, I hope you all have a very nice weekend, and I hope I get to see some of you at Starfury Invasion later in the month. Take care then.
Yeah.